Welcome to Engine Adventures review of the 2020 Titan XD. It's been updated, a little bit more horsepower, no more diesel engine, and the biggest thing, well, apart from a little bit nicer interior, is the 9-speed automatic transmission. It's a great vehicle overall, and this one is the Platinum Reserve trim, which is the top end. All of the Titan XDs are four-wheel drive. All of the Titan XDs are crew cab with a 6.5-foot bed. They've basically gone to one size fits all for the XD. Maximum towing capacity is 11,000 something with this gooseneck, and 10.9 if you're just doing the bumper pull. It does recommend weight distribution over 5,000 pounds. This truck is a little beefier, a little heavier, so it can tow a little bit more stable than most half tons. Like I said, this is a little bit bigger. It's not quite a half ton. Everyone already knows about the XD, but it does have a few different features. The bigger frame, it's got the tow hooks here on the bottom instead of up in the grill because the frame's that much taller, and just some upgraded components throughout, not anything major. But anyway, it comes with really good looking rims. I like the rims on all of the Nissan products. Their top end rims are really quite nice. These rims, I believe, let's make sure, but they're 20-inch rims, and they ride on the General Grabber HTS. So these are not all-terrain tires, which is not a big deal because they are just as aggressive as the Michelin all-terrain tires. So yeah, they're 265/60 R20s, and they are mud and snow rated, but I don't believe they're the 3-peak snowflake rated, which is better. So just the mud and snow. Anyway, good tires, but they're definitely not an off-road tire. They still keep the large fuel door. I don't know if they changed that from the diesel. It used to have the diesel exhaust fluid fill port right there. Let's take a look under the hood real quick. It does fail the headlight test, so I'm not even going to show it, but all the Nissans so far that I've tested, fog lights cannot be on unless the headlights are on, meaning fog lights are just another set of driving lights. The mirrors are okay, so they're not really big, but they do slide out to give you the wide view if you need it. So they're not like a oversized tow mirror, but they're about right for most situations. They're pretty good. So here's that Endurance 5.6 liter V8, 400 horsepower, 413 foot-pounds of torque when you're running premium fuel. If you don't run premium fuel, you just get the same amount of horsepower and torque as the previous generation Titan and Titan XD. Quite a bit of space in here. V8's mounted pretty far back in the engine bay with some extra space there in the front. So, man, we're getting all sorts of noise. Airplanes, cars, everything today. Does have the surround view cameras on this one. Camera there. Obviously the rear backup camera underneath the mirrors here. The camera there. So, let's take a look in the bed. It does have this bed step, which is nice. I do like on the Ram and on this. Still prefer the bumper step on the Chevy trucks, but this is actually a little easier as it drops down below the bumper. There's no real handle up here. Not a problem. You can grab anywhere, but the Chevys have that little pocket in the corner of the stake pocket handle. Makes it real easy. So it does come with all the rails and the tie down points and stuff, but one option I think I would forgo is or are these boxes. So there's one on each side. It's like, I don't know, $1,000, but it included some other stuff too. They have drain plugs in the bottom. They're not bad, but my issue with them is you really kind of have to be in the bed of the truck to access those. So I'll show you. I'll try and reach it from the outside, but they do lock manually or when you lock the truck, it locks them as well. And then no camera, cargo view camera available on these. And there are tie downs here in the corners and in the back. Go ahead and drop the tailgate. On each side, you get these little storage boxes. They're not real big, but just some additional storage. So let's try and get in those boxes to close this step. Just kick it in. All right, so open these boxes from the outside. Push the button in, pop that open, and you can reach in there, but you're going all the way over the bedside and reaching down in. The RAM box pops open here. You're reaching in to the side of the bed rather than having to go over it and down in. Being the top trim is very nicely appointed, but here in the back, you get heated seats. You get a 120 volt outlet there, a couple USB ports and a 12 volt, and vents, cup holders here in the middle. And then of course, the seats fold and lift and all that. So a little bit of storage underneath behind the seats, but not a ton. And then, well, let's just flip that all the way up. And you have the flat load floor if you want. And underneath the flat load floor, it's easier to see right here, but you can get to it through there, is a lockable storage. And in this case, we have the gooseneck chain anchors and the gooseneck ball in here. And then on this other side, just a little bit more storage. And it does have these dividers, so you can, if you can actually get it in there, there you go. Divide up the space, and same on that side. So a little bit of extra storage under the seats, always nice to have. And then to fold the seats down, you actually have to pull the lever. So easy enough. Double mat pockets on this trim, and the top, you have a huge sunroof, panoramic sunroof. You have lumbar, and then just the angle on the back and the seat adjustments. Normal stuff there. Normal here, memory settings. There's the headlights. Push that for the fog lights to come on, but again, those are just an additional set of running lights. Brightness of your gauges, reset your trip meter, and then this is to turn on that outlet. And the cargo lamps. Here are the adjustable headlights. 0, it's actually a little bit too high. Switch it to 1 and it points the headlights a little bit down. If you're towing, you can switch it to 3. So as your truck sags and the front end goes up, you switch it to 3 and it points your headlights back down to where they should be, so you're not blinding oncoming traffic. Switch that back to 1. Normal setup, this is kind of similar to what's been done on the other Titans and Armada and whatever recently. Does have the trailer brake controller here, a couple more USB ports, heated and cooled seats up front. Go ahead and start it up. The screen has been updated, seems to be a little bit nicer. I don't know what they cleaned this one with. It's got some stuff on it from when they cleaned it, it looks like. But good sound system as well. Traction control, surround view, the sensors, whatever. And then here is the heated steering wheel. I do like having the trailer brake controller there. It's easy to reach, but it's not connected right now, obviously, because there is no trailer connected. 4-wheel drive system. Normal, you just turn it to 4 high, push it in, and turn it to get to 4 low. And this does not have the rear locker, as it is not the Pro 4X. Go ahead and open that sunroof. And power rear window as well. So, and then that really large sunroof. If you're in the back seat, it gives you an open air feel. My glasses do fit in here. My Tifosi Jet's a little bit thicker, so that's always good. This is all configurable, so you can pull out these, take them out, move them around if you want it at the back, front, whatever. So you can put those items where you want them. Inside the center, is this tray that's adjustable. So I just had a Ford Expedition, and this tray would just slide back and forth. It didn't have notches to sit down into. So it's good that they've done that. And a deep center console with 112-volt outlet like this in the bottom. Single glove box. A lot of vehicles have the top and bottom ones now. Just a single on this. And Monroney, the window sticker, base price for the Platinum Reserve is $61,690. This one has the Platinum Utility Package, which includes those boxes in the bed, the electronic locking tailgate, and the step for the bed. Those mud flaps, I'll go get you a shot of those, but $285 for the mud flaps. Rear seat entertainment, I'm not sure what that is, as I couldn't find anything back here. There's no screens, there's nothing on the ceiling. I don't know what the rear seat entertainment is, so I might have to look that up for you. The moonroof, dual pane panoramic moonroof, is $1,500. And then the protection package, which has the off-road adventure kit, the adventure medic kit, which I didn't see a first aid kit anywhere, the all-season floor mats, and then the exterior marker lights. And then this one also has illuminated kick plates, so these look really nice. Here are the Platinum Reserve mud flaps. Pretty nice to drive. I've been averaging about 15.5 miles per gallon, and you could do a little better if you drive 65-70 on the freeway instead of 75-80, and a little less around town. 0 to 60 is okay. We'll go ahead and do that now. This is just going to be switching from the brake straight to the gas instead of building up a little bit of RPM. So here we go. Gas. This 9-speed transmission shifts really well. It's a smooth shifting transmission. It still has like a firm factor to it, so it feels like they're good shifts, good crisp shifts, but it's not jerky at all. The ride's pretty smooth. It is, you can tell it's a little bit heavier duty than the half tons. As you're driving on especially cement roads, you hit those expansion joints and it just kind of stutters, or I don't know if it's a stutter, but you kind of get that little kick from the expansion joints. So if you're on cement roads, it can be a little bit annoying after a while. And that's empty, of course. If you've got weight in the back, it'll smooth that right out. Its steering is really pretty tight, which not a big deal, but in a lot of modern vehicles, especially large ones, you've got steering that's just super boosted or whatever, so you take very little steering effort. This one requires a little bit more, which I like. Gives you a better feel for what's going on, it seems like. Nice high ride. I mean, it's a good sized truck. You're higher than a lot of other vehicles on the road, which makes it easy to see. This updated screen is really good. The cameras are pretty good quality. They're not as good as, say, the Ram and the Chevy and the Ford, but they're not as bad as the Toyota. So they seem like they're pretty good cameras. Going too fast, can't pull them up. And anyway, it doesn't show up as well on camera, obviously, when you're looking at those videos through the screen, but we'll get a shot of that. Here is the backup camera, and you can hit the camera button here and change, so you get a big view there. But you see how not clear this screen is? Makes it hard to back up. It's not terrible. If the lighting's just right, it'll work, but the lighting right now is actually pretty good, and it still is a little hard to see. I wish there were an additional zoom button. Oh, let me grab the reverse here. Wish there was an additional zoom feature on here that would just zoom on the hitch to make sure that it's lined up correctly. Other than that, it's okay. I mean, the camera quality is okay on this. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. I'm currently towing about 6,000 pounds and has an 800-pound tongue weight. Of course, this is well within the range of a half-ton. Titan XD doesn't have any problems towing this kind of weight. It is very stable, doesn't push it around at all, and averaging about 11-12 miles per gallon, which for a gas V8, that's not terrible. Like I said, it's not a ton of weight, and it's a low heavy trailer, so not a lot of wind resistance either. But overall, it is a more stable, solid truck than the half tons are, and I have not driven the Ford F-150 in its max tow rating of 13,000, whatever it is right now. It might be just as stable as this, but like I said, I haven't had a chance to drive with that particular setup.
Turn left after 1/2 mile.
Sorry about that. The nice thing about the XD is that it's kind of 11,000 pound towing capacity across the board, pretty much no matter what other options you get in it and how it's set up, you get that towing capacity. You don't have to try for it, so that is a nice feature. One other really nice thing here is that trailer brake controller. It looks like it's flashing, but it's not. Right here, that's down on the right hand side, easily accessible. It's in a good spot, and you can adjust the max gain pretty easy on it. Just push the up and down buttons here, and it's worked really well. It's very consistent. It's doing a great job of braking smoothly. I have no issues with this at all. Most of the manufacturer ones are really good. This one, like I said, I have no complaints. And in the tow haul mode, it also will downshift and rev match a lot sooner than in the regular mode, which is nice. It does do a little bit of grade braking when you're going down steeper hills, but with it being a gas engine, no turbo to do an exhaust brake, I mean, it does okay, but it's not going to do amazing. Wanted to give you a few closing thoughts as I end my week with this 2020 Titan XD. That new 9-speed transmission does pretty great. I have had a few times where it kind of gets confused, or it shifts, or it holds onto a gear for quite a while. It's usually when I'm changing throttle, so I'll go around the corner, you know, let off as I go around the corner, and when I get back on the throttle, I don't want to accelerate super hard, and I'll push on the gas a little, and it will hang out at 3,000 RPM in a lower gear, and then it will upshift eventually and move along at the speed that I want. That only happened a couple of times, and never while towing. While towing, it seems to do really well. Really enjoyed this thing for towing. It seems like it's kind of a half ton that's built for towing. It's, you know, not quite a 3/4 ton, but it's definitely more stable and maybe tuned a little bit better for towing than most half tons are. A few other little things. Headlights are great on this thing. I may or may not have mentioned that. I'm really enjoying the headlights, and especially that adjustability, so when I'm towing I can go ahead and lower those down so I'm not blinding the person in front of me. I didn't tow a ton of weight. This is only 6,000 pounds with an 800-pound tongue weight, but even then you can tell how stable this thing is with towing. Once again, overall, just an excellent vehicle. If you can find a good deal on a Titan XD, then it's totally worth it. If you're paying the same price, if you're paying MSRP for it, and you're in the range of a 3/4 ton from Ford, Chevy, or Ram, then maybe it's not worth it. But a lot of times you can get it for a little bit less money than those, or a lot less money than those. And if you don't need the extra capacity of those bigger trucks, then this is definitely a good choice to have. The engine is great. It's powerful, pulls the load no problem with that 9-speed transmission as well. It just has plenty of torque on hand, good grade shifting. You push on the brakes going down a hill, it'll downshift for you, helps while towing to control the speeds. Does a great job with that. It's kind of slightly more basic, yet it's still comfortable and refined inside, which I really love. To me, I don't need all of those tech gadgets and bells and whistles and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's fun to have, but with this thing, it just seems that engine and transmission, just a simple setup, durable, long lasting. This engine is very well developed. It's got a long history at this point and good reliability. Thanks for watching Engine Adventures review of the 2020 Titan XD Platinum Reserve. Coming up next week is the off-road video of it. And if you liked what you saw, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications, and comment down below with any questions, comments you may have. If you didn't like it, and if you give me a thumbs down, be sure to comment down below and let me know why. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.